What's up, farming family? How y'all doing today? Today, we're reacting to Triple J, the Judge. This is an elongated 16 millimeter unibody thermoform foamed edge paddle. When I was talking to the owner, he said when he played with this, it felt like he was, swinging around Excalibur. But I'll be the judge of that. Oh, see what I did? It's the name of the paddle. I know, it was corny, but don't judge me. Oh, I did it again. Oh man, yeah, I know. I am very corny. Dad jokes for days over here. But I have a code for this. It's 10% off. It's Farmer PB. If you use it at checkout, I will get a kickback from that. What I do like about these paddles is they are relatively cheap for what you're getting, and they're one of the first companies to actually put like a legit design on the paddle. But y'all are curious about how this feels, especially for the $120 price tag. So let's get into this. When it comes to the pop of this paddle, it's not so poppy to the point where, you can't control it. I can't really give a comparison exactly what it's like, but if I was to say that it has, the pop in between probably a Pulsar and Electra Model E Elite, I would put it directly in the middle of those two in terms of pop. It's not like the poppiest paddle by any means on the market, and it's also not, the most plush feeling either. It's pretty average, in that aspect of it. In terms of power, this one has a pretty decent swing weight. So when you're doing your plow through with your drives, or if you're doing your serves, you are going to put a lot on the ball. It is going to launch. This is one of my favorite paddles whenever it comes to doing drives and stuff, because it has a lot of plow through. My brother's probably going to, mimic the same thing. He's a beefy dude. He puts a lot of power on his drives. So anything that lets him put more power on his drives, he's going to enjoy, and this seemed like one of them that he enjoyed because of the power. A lot of these elongated paddles are going to have more plow through, than the hybrid shapes and standard shapes. So expect a decent amount of plow through when you get these elongated paddles. It just varies depending on swing weight and how much, in terms of control, like I said, the pop off the face is in between the Model E Elite and the Pulsar, the R3 Pulsar to be specific. So it's going to be a little less controllable than the Pulsar is, but a little more controllable than the Model E Elite is. I didn't have a problem, using either one of them, but this is right in the middle in terms of control as well. Overall, this is a pretty well-balanced paddle and all-around paddle. All right, when it comes to the spin, I pulled out the Vatic V7 Pro and the Carbon 1X. I pulled out... I'm drawing blanks right now. There were 4 or 5 of them that I've used this week that were elongated. And in terms of spin, this one is closest to the Carbon 1X. I know with the, graphics on the side, if you hit it on the side, that might affect the spin numbers a little bit or how much spin you're getting. But let's be real. If you're hitting it on the side, you're not going to get a good hit anyways, and you're not going to get it to go where you want. So that doesn't even matter in that aspect. That's one thing I was wondering about, is how long the paint's going to last on the edge, but it should last a decent amount of times unless you are just the king of mishits. The overall swing weight of this paddle is 121, so it's pretty head heavy. It's right there with the R3 Pulsar in terms of head heaviness. So if you've used one of those other elongated paddles that's in that general range, you're not going to have a problem with it. The overall weight of mine was 8.3 as well, which is pretty average for all these elongated paddles. They seem to be varying anywhere from 8.2 to 8.6 or 8.7. So if you like elongated paddles and decently high swing weights, this one's right down your alley with the rest of them, and it's at a significantly cheaper price. And when it comes to the twist weight and the sweet spot of this, the twist weight of it is 6.65. Anything above 6.5 is considered, above average. 6.5, right on the dot, is what you would consider average. So this has a really good sweet spot for elongated paddles, because elongated paddles will generally be around the 6.5 area. They usually don't go over 6.6 unless the paddle has a really, really good sweet spot. This one is definitely above average. When you play with it, if you slightly mishit on the edge of it, you're going to notice that you still get the ball over with more than you would your Pulsar. Because my Pulsar, I believe, was it 6.43 or something like that? Don't quote me on that. But this one is a little bit better with mishits than the Pulsar was when it comes to the sweet spot. It is a sturdier paddle at the edges.
What's up, y'all? And these are my thoughts on the Triple J Judge. So overall, this paddle is right down my alley. Lately, I've just been really enjoying these heavy plow-through paddles for me. But if you're not a big fan of the heavy paddle, the swing weight is definitely up there. So if you don't want that, this paddle is not for you. But honestly, for the price of $120, I really don't see why you wouldn't want to play with this paddle if you really do enjoy heavy plow-through paddles, because the control on it is great. You can hit some good solid drives and some good solid serves. So I really did enjoy this paddle. So this is my thoughts on it, y'all, and have a good day.
And when it comes to the value for your money, you are getting a unibody, foamed edge, thermoform paddle, $120 without a code, 10% discount. It's even cheaper. So it's hard for me not to recommend this to people. Like I said in the past, the Vatic Prism Flash is $100, for the foamed edge, like 1.5, Gen 1.5. That's the best budget for that. For Gen 2, this is the best budget, like by far. $120 for this is just a bit ridiculous, but I hope you enjoyed this. Stay safe. I've also got the Mavericks Havoc 16 millimeter, the power review coming out. All these other ones, I have several of these on the back wall coming out too, so stay tuned for those. But until next time, stay safe, have a good day, drink plenty of water. Peace, y'all.